Oh, do I have boogers in my nose? I don't know. I can't tell. What do I want to talk about today? So today I kind of want to bring up. I want to talk about spirituality, or I think I'm going to share my thoughts on what I think about this whole, like new age shit, um, or just the spirituality or the spiritual aspect, because everything is spiritual, whether you are spiritual or not. Everything has its own spirituality to it, whether it's like religion. It could also be like the new age shit. um but I think a lot of people conceptualize these topics. We try to put a concept to it, or we try to interpret and understand these concepts, when in reality we're not trying to. I don't think our purpose is to conceptualize it. We're supposed to embody it, but that's the problem. It's hard to embody these concepts. Like even the concepts in the Bible, to love thy neighbor, love God with all your heart, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. That's one of the hardest things to embody. But we try to, like, instead of embodying it, we conceptualize it. And instead of acting on that teaching, we like to speak about it. And words to me are cheap compared to action. You have to, like, act on it. And the way I see a lot of, like, religion, when I see like Christianity nowadays, to me a lot of people in that religion tend to conceptualize things, and they also try to act like they're the righteous or the most righteous, when to me all I hear is talk rather than being that thing. And it's very difficult to embody these teachings. It's very difficult to embody Jesus's teachings. It's difficult to embody Buddha's teachings, because we have a thing called human instinct or human nature that convolutes the integrity of being righteous, of being like Jesus or Buddha. Our human nature is something that stops us from reaching that standard. But the problem that I have is that we don't acknowledge that. We don't acknowledge that it's okay to be human at times. It's okay to make mistakes. And it's a lot easier for us to point fingers at other people. It's easier to blame someone and not take accountability. That's why I feel like we live in a world where it's hard to take accountability. But yeah, I don't know. And then I also see like I don't know, people that were kind of like not really worship, but put on a pedestal. Like, some of our world leaders, or some people that we look up to. Like, I know, like Cesar Chavez or people like that. But we got to remember that these people were human. A lot of our, the people that influence the world, they're all human. And at some point, there's things that we didn't know about them that may surface, and then that will change our whole outlook of how we see that person. But we forget that, we have a human part of us that will make mistakes, that will do things, that will do horrible things. And yeah, that's the thing about this world, is that we like to amplify the negatives over the positives. We like to look at other people's issues rather than look at the good things that they've done in their lives. And it's so hard and it's so difficult to look at ourselves. And some people don't even want to look at themselves because there's so much in denial of the things that they're holding within. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm a person that will look at other people, but sometimes I got to realize that I got to look at myself before I look at other people. And this is not easy. And I know some people can call me out on it because, again, acting on it is a lot more difficult than saying it. I can say all this shit. Words are cheap. But to me, a person with integrity and dignity is a person that acts on it. A person that doesn't have to speak. You just feel it from their actions. And that is rare. It is rare to find people like that. I mean, they're out there. I'm not going to say that I'm one because I don't want to indulge my ego. But yes, it's rare to find people like that. But you'll see them. I think those type of people are out there, usually hiding, or usually not, or carrying themselves with a lot of humility. But anyways, yeah, to me, when I see people claim that they're righteous, that they've done all these good deeds, all I see is ego talking. The ego indulging in self-accomplishment. But if it were the source, God, or if there was humility in that person, they wouldn't need to shout out their accomplishments, or they wouldn't need to praise themselves. They would actually be praising God for all the work that they've done. God is the one that put them in that position, that God allowed them to express they allow them to express themselves. But no, again, our ego, and again, our ego is cunning in that way where we don't recognize it. We don't recognize that our ego is the one that's playing all these games. And it takes a lot of self-inquiry to know that the ego is the one that's at play. So, anyways, that's my spiel.